Hi all, how are you doing? Hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. Okay, so it's getting late. I've been working like a dog all day. Blockdag have put out a so-called AMA, which I don't think's an AMA at all, really. It's just Nick standing there reading off a screen, reading cherry-picked questions. And to me, that is not an AMA. An AMA stands for Ask Me Anything. So the it should really be done live, and any question should be asked. So clearly, this isn't a proper AMA. They're just picking any kind of question they want to answer. Now, in fairness, it looks like some of the questions are a little bit tricky to answer. Um, so it's not like they're completely dodging difficult questions, but the bottom line is it's not a proper AMA in my opinion. It's also pretty short, although he does kind of fly through this. Um, so he does get through quite a lot of questions, and maybe to some extent you're going to get a lot. You're going to get through more questions than doing sort of a live 1.5 hour, 2.5 hour session on Zoom or YouTube or whatever platform you want to, answer questions on. So. Yeah, he does get through quite a lot of stuff. I haven't gone through it all, and I'm not going to do it all now. And maybe I'll do it another day, but I'm just too tired, so I can't really do that. But I just wanted to point out that this AMA, to me, is not really a proper AMA. The other thing about it, the questions that they keep putting up. So what they've got is basically like a screen like this, and then Nick then chats about that and talks about that question. Then he's, moving on to the next question. Um, and so he keeps going through it like that. So it's disappointing that there's just one person who's reading off a screen, and it's Nick. Where's Anthony in all of this? Um, and where's any of the other team? So it's not great. Um, Now another thing, just to go back on something that I haven't really talked about, I just wanted to chat about that, is when Liza went on to the Blockdag Investors Group, and to me that was a complete waste of time. Um, I appeared in the chat, and some people said that I asked some good questions, but none of those questions got put to Lisa, um, or Liza, whatever her name is. Um, they basically kept saying, well, Lisa can't answer any of these questions because she doesn't know anything about tokenomics or marketing. She's only in charge of the hackathon and stuff like that. But I did ask legitimate questions which weren't related to those things. There were questions that she could have answered, but nobody put those questions that I put forward. And quite a few people in the comments said that, I made a good question, and clearly they would have wanted that question answered, but nothing came of it. So that was a complete waste of time. So, and this just looks like I wouldn't say a complete waste of time. He's answering some stuff for sure. So, but it's not an AMA. It's not. I'm pretty certain that most people don't see this as a proper AMA. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. I'm going to keep this short. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and maybe I'll cover um, Nick's answers to these cherry pick questions. All right. Good night.